Speaking of other troubles, hello, Rich.
For some reason, it's coming out on my TV. That's quite strange.
Oh, what? The girl from the ring?
Yeah, again, she's back from the. There we go.
Oh God, bitch! I've told you, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we had this this conversation during the Civ game, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't remember what exactly we were talking about, but
no, but we definitely did talk about that. Didn't
it
we?
was about someone striking up a genuine friendship with the girl from the ring video.
Yeah, definitely seems like something we do.
What was it? It's at some point you were saying, "Oh my God, Mom, leave me alone."
Yeah.
I can't remember the specifics.
No, I remember. I remember it happening. I just don't know why.
Yeah. That's the Mulligan's Island series of Civ 5 multiplayer available on Christian 444, which
genuinely
has
good fun.
Fun for all the family.
Fun 444 or the family.
Oh, yes.
He's good.
He's
good.
It's good, but it's not right.
What is right these days?
Nothing is right. All is wrong. I tell you what's not right. This comment I got on one of my videos yesterday that has put me in a bad mood all yesterday evening because of how stupid it was.
Oh, do tell.
I won't read it out because it's EU4 related and it'll mostly be gobbledygook. But basically, they started off saying, "From what I've heard is that," and I was just there like, "What do you mean from what you've heard? It's not a secret. Like, why are you relying on rumor and hearsay?" It's like, in the video, you can quite clearly see all the details, and I talk about the details at length. And even if he wasn't paying attention, you're on the internet, you can literally just look it up on the wiki. Why are you guessing? And then he goes on to tell me something that I clearly already know because I went over at length in the video, and something that was just completely wrong. I was like, why are you guessing shit and getting it wrong and leaving a comment like you're helping?
You're not helping, you're not even useful. Go away.
It's pissed me off a lot.
Good grief.
It's the trolls, people who are just mean. It's fine. I'll just block them and move on. You know.
Yeah, that you can deal with. It's the confusing ones that just are weird.
It's like, I've heard a rumor. Don't know where you. What's so annoying is in EU4, they're like, you hover over something and it gives you a very clear list of what's required. And it's like, why are you telling me this? Like I don't know. I'm doing it in the video.
Is that? I don't get people. I really don't get people.
But hey, do you want to hear what it is?
He'll never hear this. Anyone who watches your EU4 videos, don't watch this.
Exactly. No one watches this. Do you want to hear something that is right?
What?
Go on.
The opposite of left?
Exactly. Well, when last we spoke, I'd made £3.16p from selling Pokemon cards on eBay. In the week since, I've made an additional £168.41p from selling Pokemon cards on eBay.
And how many of them were ultra rares and like valuable cards?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few, I'd say. Yeah.
That's really cool. Like, so are you, when you're putting them up, you selling them?
That's 23 cards in total. That was.
Are you selling them at the average price that they're selling on TCG Player?
I use that as a guide price, and then I look at sold items on eBay.
How do you look at the sold items?
Go to ebay.co.uk, and then to the right of the search bar, you can click on advanced search, and then you can tick sold items and search there.
I don't think I've ever actually clicked on the advanced.
So basically, I used the average price guide just to put them in order, basically. So I started with the most valuable, but then I went through each one individually and saw what they were selling for on eBay. And I want to like thumb my nose at someone who sent me a message about one that was on sale for £17.99 and said, "Hi, would you take £15 for this?" And I was just like, no. Because like every other card in the past 2 months of that card had sold for more than £18, and all the ones listed were for more than £20, in fact. And I was like, no, I'm not selling it to you for £15.
Do you see next to this? Does it say or best offer? No, it doesn't.
But yeah, I sold that one today for £17.99. So I was like, I want to just say fuck you to that guy.
But all I've got's £15. Well, that sounds like a you fucking problem, doesn't it?
It's just like, I was there like, I was just thinking to myself, well, I was talking to myself actually, I may as well be honest about it. I talk to myself all the time.
Why did that get me?
But I was saying to no one in particular, if you're willing to spend £15 on a Pokemon card, why is the extra £2.99 the bit that really gets you?
Because, like, how much was shipping?
Free.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, to me, that just says he's just trying to buy it so he can sell it for 20 quid or whatever, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe he found another listing for £15, but with like £3 postage.
Oh, that could be it, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, do you want to take the 15? You know.
If he just said that, I'd have understood.
You still would have said no, but you would have understood.
For me, it's like walking into a Tesco, picking up a lettuce and going, oh, I know this says 49p on it, but would you take 20? You know, like...
Lettuce for 49p? I'd be running out the store for that price.
I never buy lettuce, so I don't know how much they cost. It's like, you know, when they ask a politician how much does a pint of milk cost, and they have no idea. Because to be honest, I couldn't tell you that either.
About £1.20.
Oh, maybe for 2 pint. Be about that.
Well,
I think.
yeah, well, no. In Iceland, you can get a 4-pinter for about £1.09.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's a 4-pinter. A 6-pinter might come to about £1.60-ish.
Well, there we are.
And then
Milk,
I haven't
milk
actually bought myself a pint, just a single pint's worth of milk in God knows how long, so I don't know about the singles.
Interesting. I just looked on eBay, and there's a listing for a Japanese Typhlosion, Meganium, and for alligator that went for £30. I have all three of those in Japanese.
Oh.
So I probably could actually sell them for...
I got your picture. I've got your picture. I've got 1 billion of them over myself. Turning Japanese by the vapors there.
Oh, right. That is such a racist song.
That's true. Japanese people don't like having their pictures taken.
Still
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, whilst we're on the what's happened this week hour, I went out this morning posting leaflets.
Because they arrived yesterday during the other day during the sick game, didn't they?
Yeah, because one of our counsellors has defected to the party that I'm a member of, and so I volunteered to deliver leaflets. And I've learned a few things. Things number one, letterboxes can fuck off. I swear they're made to keep letters out.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I spent a good amount of time on that round just dabbing my knuckle with a tissue because I didn't want to get blood on the leaflets that I was delivering. I had a cut on my knuckle that just wouldn't stop bleeding the whole time that I got from a bloody letterbox.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Didn't get my fingers bitten off by any dogs, though I did get terrified by a couple of dogs.
I was going to say, did any of them chase you down the path?
No. But as
you're running away with like the back half of your trousers having been bitten away, revealing your dotted underwear.
Yeah, exactly. There was a couple, I'm sure, that were like sleeping underneath the letterbox or something, because I didn't hear them. Like a few of them, I heard the scrabbling behind the door, and I was like, "Here comes a dog." But a few of them just immediately started barking.
Sounds about right, yeah.
But yeah, the feeling you get when you lift up the flap, lads,
right,
and you put the leaflet in, and you feel no resistance at all. There's no inner box, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah!"
And there's no brushes.
No, there's brushes. The brushes are good because you can make it hang from the brushes so people see the message on the outside.
Yeah, but I don't like I found when I did a paper round that the brushes tended to stop things going in. It was quite irritating because sometimes, because I'd have to post like a leaflet through at some points. Yeah. So I'd push the leaflet through, but then it would get caught on the brushes because they were too stiff. So then the leaflet would bend and I'd feel like I'd failed because I was a terrible person.
See, brushes I had no issue with because you just put it right in the middle, slips right in. Oh. When I did, I'm pretty certain I left a few leaflets that were crumpled up and entirely wedged between the brushes and the inner flap.
Is that so?
Like you try and push it in and like all that happens is the paper just bends and you've got to like put your fingers through to push it through. And I was did a few of them. I was there like, I don't feel like this leaflet's going anywhere. I'm just crumpling it up. So I feel like some of these.
That's what I felt.
I feel like some of these people are never going to actually receive the leaflets because they're just going to be crumpled up behind the letterbox the whole time.
Good grief.
Yeah, newspapers I feel like might be a bit easier because they're stiff. You can use them to push the inner flap open. Break the hymen, as it were.
Whoa. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to and I discovered that the tradesman buzzer opens doors after 10 a.m.
Hey, that's good.
Which is good.
Do you have to like identify yourself, or does it just?
No, it just opens it because I had to get a couple of people to let me in the first 2 blocks, and then after that I was just like, tradesman. I'm a tradesman.
Well, you are peddling a trade, are you not?
I suppose, not a relevant trade, but
what trades are relevant?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Pokemon card trades.
I need to exactly.
There we go.
I need to now do the. I've just got to do the rest of the flats on my road are the only ones I got left now. So try and do that this weekend.
The ones where people will know where you exist.
Yeah. Well, I started furthest away, and I'm working my way nearer and nearer. The last delivery will be to myself.
Is that really a delivery? Is that just forgetting to take it out?
Is that just forgetting to deliver one of them?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Because it's all council, they've all got a lot of them have got the same door that I have, and they recently got replaced. A lot of them due to the whole Grenfell Tower thing. We got fire doors put in as our front door, basically.
Oh yeah.
And in the blocks I delivered to today, not everyone has had theirs replaced yet. Ooh. And when I went round the corner and saw one of my doors, like my heart sank because that's the stiffest bristles, the hardest inner flap, the hardest hymen. I'm calling it a hymen now.
Why did you have to call it a hymen? It just feels weird and wrong.
But then I went around the corner and it was like some fucking old door that hadn't been replaced since the 80s. I was like, thank you, like you old granny that lives there or whoever. But now on my road, I'm pretty certain they've all been replaced. So it's going to be the hardest round. I might have to put on like, I don't know, like, it's like heavy duty gloves or something.
Dragonhide skin gloves.
Yeah. So I'm just going to cut open more of my knuckles.
Now, do you feel like leaving that to the last one is going to improve it? Or make it feel better when you've done it, or would you prefer to have got that one out of the way first?
No, I want to get the furthest away one out of the way first.
I just mean like in terms of quality of the door. If like the first ones you'd done had been the worst doors, would that have been better, or would you prefer to save the worst ones for the end? So when you're done with it, it's like, yes, that's all done.
Well, that only occurred to me as I first encountered the door this morning.
Ah, right.
And I'd already started. I'm like Magnus Magnusson.
You've started, so you'll finish.
The thing I was most worried about, honestly, was people just shouting at me, saying like, "Oh, why are you putting this shit through my door?" But that didn't happen. Thankfully, it hasn't happened yet.
It's I'm just doing my not government mandated job.
Well, for me, it would just be
most people who aren't fussed would just grab it and chuck it in the bin.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't put up a fuss. It's just like, oh, okay, junk mail.
That's kind of my prepared response is, I'm just delivering them. If you don't want it, throw it away. I don't care.
Yeah.
I swear I've seen somewhere that somebody has like a special letterbox for like junk mail and things like that, where they put it in and just immediately goes into a shredder.
Yes. I did actually. Someone did have a little sticker on the door that said "Only deliver things addressed to Mr. Taylor" or whatever it was. I did for the little. I stopped for a couple of seconds and then just delivered it anyway.
Is that this counts?
Yeah.
You should have just took out a biro and said to Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
And then stuck it through.
That's the clever way. To have shown that you've actually paid attention. Oh dear.
Yeah. Fun.
Fun,
So that's the cold open out the way. Hello, welcome back to Inaudible, the podcast that's impossible to listen to.
Unfortunately, we've already got through all our news, so see you next time.
I was going to say, a podcast supposed to have like a cold open?
This one does.
Sometimes.
It's cold like our
sometimes
hearts.
sometimes we start on the opening, sometimes we have a cold open, sometimes we have no opening at all.
Sometimes we open at the close.
Sometimes we just don't fucking do anything. Truly, it's a gamble every time you listen to this show.
Podcast, isn't it?
Oh.
Well.
So, has there been any news recently of any kind that we wish to discuss?
Whether that boat got stuck in that river, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I did read a funny tweet that someone was saying, imagine being the person driving the first boat through the Suez Canal after it's unblocked, knowing that you have the potential to do the funniest thing in history.
Mate, you're not going to believe what's just happened. Oh, what, again?
What, another one?
Oh, my goodness. That would be hilarious to do, just to fuck someone up.
And everyone was making a big deal about it was very memeable. Everyone was making a deal about just the one JCB that was there digging it out.
I saw the pictures of that. It was actually kind of adorable.
I saw someone had photoshopped on, like, instead of a JCB, it was a Lego brick separator.
I approve.
And the fact that the ship was called Ever Given as well meant that people could Photoshop the words "no fucks" before the ship's name in photos of it.
No fucks ever given. That's how it works, right?
Exactamundo.
That's how you Photoshop?
Yeah. Audio Photoshop.
Yeah.
It's a theatre of the mind.
No. Better than a theatre of the soul. You trample on a lot of things.
Theatre of the soul sounds like some kind of euphemism for, like, Death's Wild Hunt or something. Or, like, Death's Capers.
Death's Capers?
Mr.
Like,
Death's Wild Ride.
Yeah, the Capers of the Grim Reaper. You, like, you get taken up and you join his theatre of the soul.
Yeah. Good grief.
Well, is this what happens?
Why are we struggling today? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I've done my bit. It's over to you two.
I've been working. Yesterday, I had one customer throughout my entire shift.
Oh, wow.
A 9-hour shift, and I served one customer, brackets 2 people.
That's one of those things. Oh, was this the customer, though, that took, like, 7 hours?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
This happened yesterday. So I had an appointment with them at 11 o'clock. Took 2 hours to do their kitchen because they wanted a kitchen, a bathroom, an ensuite, and a utility room.
Can I just reference the joke I made yesterday, which is that, wow, I wouldn't want to have all that in the same room. Ha ha ha. Please continue.
Yeah, so all of them, wanted all of them, and like the 2 hours to do the kitchen, fine. Took a 15-minute break for lunch, then went back to it. Did 3/4 of the bathroom and of the bathroom and the ensuite, and then our internet servers went down, so we couldn't connect to anything, so I couldn't fucking do anything else.
Yeah.
Then they left and came up to our store when we managed to carry on. By this point, it was like 5 to 5, and they had to leave. So apparently they came in today and did the rest of it. So it's just fucking like 2 days to do one appointment is just.
Yeah.
I was brain dead.
when the server went down, I just imagined them like Mr. Man from Little Britain, when the guy says, "Oh, we don't have any in stock at the moment," and he just goes, "That's okay, I'll wait," and just stands there.
It was a little bit like that.
I can't complete your order at the moment. Oh, that's okay, we'll wait.
It was kind of like that though, because like our design servers went down, like our back end went down, but the fuck off. But the Microsoft Teams call didn't go down, so that was still there, but in like potato quality. So that was still going, and it's just like, right, well, it might come back in a few minutes, so we'll just so we just sat there for like 10 minutes waiting for it to come back, and it's just like, yeah, I've just seen on the Yammer it's not going to come back for a little while, so I don't know quite what you guys want to do at this point. It's just so awkward just sitting there waiting for it to come back, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't show them anything else.
Yeah, I find whenever I'm on a call with someone and we're waiting for something to load in the system or something, and you wait there for 10 minutes and then you go, I don't think I'll just call you back. I'll call you back when it's done, and then you hang up and it immediately finishes.
Oh, that's the fucking worst.
It's like a law of physics. It always happens.
Oh, yeah. It's like the best way to find something you've lost is to buy a replacement.
Yes.
It's just a guaranteed way to find the original.
It doesn't work with like dead relatives though.
Counterpoint, how would you buy a replacement relative?
Legally.
Dark
web? Oh.
Yeah, legally is the important point there.
Go to what was the name of that?
Web.
Pardon?
The light web.
The light web, yeah. It just made me think of a light box from drawing.
Actually, there must be. Because I'm pretty sure there's like there was a service a long time ago where you could like rent a granny.
Oh yeah, and then you can like rent grievers and like audiences for your wedding. Audiences, crowds,
guests.
That's it. That's the
one. Audience for your wedding. Yeah, they're called guests, Christian.
Thanks.
Acquaintances.
People.
I know that's the kind of joke. I know that's the kind of thing I would just say as a joke anyway, but that was actually just I couldn't remember.
Oh dear. Yeah.
You can escorts. That's what it is, isn't it? That's the word.
See, now having an escort to a wedding and having an escort at a wedding are two very different things. It's even worse when it's like having an escort to prom or an escort at prom. One of them is huge, the other one is a felony.
An escort, not in this country, we don't have felonies.
That's fine then.
Yeah, exactly. An escort.
Take a hooker to your year 11 dance, see if I can.
Can an ordained priest marry themselves? I mean, marry themselves to someone else.
I was going to say, like...
Or do you have to get someone else to do it? Is it like budget holder approval in Oracle Financials? There's one for all the Oracle fans.
Can a priest marry themselves? In most Orthodox traditions, some Eastern Catholic churches, men who are already married may be ordained priests, but priests may not marry after ordination.
That's just can they marry? Not can they
be the
clerical
marrier of them marrying.
Yeah.
Be the one who marries them to someone.
Can a priest?
What does a priest do when they break celibacy? What the fuck?
Go to hell.
I can't answer. Can a priest marry themselves to other people?
Can you date a priest?
Throughout the Catholic Church, East as well as West, a priest may not marry.
Yes.
A married priest is one who was married before being ordained. The Catholic Church considers the law of clerical celibacy to not be a doctrine, but a discipline.
Do Catholic priests masturbate?
I don't know, but I Certainly don't want to know the answer. God.
Can a priest marry? This is. I need to know this.
I must know.
What is it? What's it called? It's like, can a priest do a service?
Just put that, kind of priest do a service on himself. That sounds like they're a car.
Can a priest service himself?
Oh,
that's the same one about masturbation, yeah. Can a priest carry out marriage ceremony
on themselves? What does the survey say, Christian? As in no response or no they can't?
No response.
I
don't know. We're just going to have to chalk that down to the wall of mystery.
Oh, I'm going to say that they can't, because I saw a bit that said that they can't marry. So maybe that implies that they just can't marry full stop.
Yeah, but a Protestant priest can marry. As depicted in the famous documentary, The Vicar of Dibley.
Mm.
You know
Can a wedding officiant marry themselves? No.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay, the answer is no. Let's take it down from the wall of mystery. I was excited. I was excited about starting a wall of mystery.
I was going to say that. What else is on the wall of mystery?
Nothing. The internet answers all. I was going to get a little post-it note and I was going to stick it on the wall here and I was going to get my label maker. I'm still going to do that and I'm going to put a label there that says wall of mystery, but it's going to be blank.
The first mystery is, why is the wall empty?
That's not a mystery. The answer is because there's no mysteries.
But why are there no mysteries?
No, go away.
I'm trying to fill up the wall, damn it.
We've got to send a message to mystery. We shall defeat it. To me, it looked like Mysteron to me. Yes.
Oh dear. Oh, so I tried out the DMO, Digimon Online.
Digimon, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a bootleg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that there is something interesting there, but the main thing that
badly translated in a lot of areas.
it's badly translated, and the fact that some of the words are split over 2 lines. like there was one that was like talking about elementary school, and it was like LM entry school on 2 separate lines, and I'm just like, this feels like the sort of game that you would like get download for free on the iOS store like 5 years ago, you know.
Something you downloaded for free.
Yeah, it is. But like, I think my problem is that I've been spoiled by STO, by Star Trek Online. Because Star Trek Online is
sexually transmitted orifice.
Why does everything come back to sex with you? Come. But like, the thing is with Star Trek Online, like the interface is so smooth. You can use mouse control to look around and move. Like, there's actually a fucking jump button. The graphics are nice and smooth. It's a clear story. There's voice acting, and you get to fly the fucking Enterprise. With every other MMO I've tried, whether it's like this one, Star Wars: The Old Republic, fucking World of Warcraft, even there was like a Warhammer one, which is like an FPS. Every single other game I've tried just hasn't had the same polish, which is weird because World of Warcraft has been around for so fucking long, and it doesn't feel competent. It feels clunky. It feels like it's a slog to get through. Whereas with Star Trek Online, everything is very clearly laid out. It's very clearly obvious what each button does. Like, you press M, the map comes up. You press I, your inventory shows up. You press J, that's the story tab. It's kind of a weird in that one, but you know,
I mean, those are the same shortcuts they used in DMO. But the with World of Warcraft, what year did that come out? Years and years and years ago.
Oh, like 2003 or something like that?
Yeah, and can you imagine the uproar amongst their users if they tried to change the interface in any way?
Nowadays.
Yeah.
I kind of get the feeling the people who would get upset at that are the people who get upset at men wearing pink.
They're kind of the same, but they're sort of people who play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they are. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say that South Park got the accurate representation, but
That
is kind of what you think.
Is so good.
That is kind of what you think of, isn't it?
Yeah. It's seminal, and I don't even mean that in a rude way, like semen.
Oh, good grief! I'll probably play it again because I only got a little way through the tutorial, but I'm like, I can see that this has potential for me to enjoy it more than, say, World of Warcraft.
If it's any constipation, I didn't understand what I was doing until about 3 hours into it.
No, and I don't tend to really play it much on my own anyway. It's only ever if we're playing it together and we can go and do stuff together that we play it.
I mean, it kind of says a lot about how much I enjoyed it by the fact that I was sitting there with, like, leaning back in my chair, my head leaning on my hand, like fist, like the lazily sat like that, just clicking away, and I was just like, yeah.
Well, and that is still in the tutorial as well, which is literally step by step follow this character's dialogue.
Kill these wormmon.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can just use the pepper breath. Cool, that's that one dead. And again, dead. And again, dead.
Congratulations, you killed all the wormmon. Now kill these 58 kunamon.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And collect 50 items from these Digimon, but they don't always drop them, so you're going to have to kill about 100 of them just to get 50 items.
Yeah, it's just, what was it like when you're walking around, you see the Agumon there, it's like, oh yeah, Agumon is causing mischief, and I'm just like, it's just standing there.
I think once you get out of the tutorial and you can kind of go out and sort of start collecting the items to get the particular Digimon you want and stuff like that, it feels a bit more like you're doing stuff for yourself rather than just following a chain of.
Yeah, I think the problem I have with that tutorial is that it's
tutorial shit.
it's telling me how to do it. It isn't teaching me.
Yeah, I mean that.
There's a very big difference between the two.
Yeah,
because like there's when you teach somebody how to do it, it's like, okay, first up, we're gonna do this bit because this will happen. Yeah, I think I was telling you, okay, you put this thing in here, then that will come out, then put that thing back in there again, and then you get to evolve it, and then you get a level 3, and then that comes out, and there you go.
What? I think we were just pretty much learning as we played through it, weren't we, Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I might go back to it. I'm not sure.
Well, do you want to do it Tuesday still, or?
I mean, we can do. Yeah.
Don't mind.
Sure.
That was the only reason we'd really pushed you towards it, was so that we could all do it together.
Yeah, we can give it a go. Why the
Hooray! Well, it's decided then.
It is decided.
It is decade. The decade of deciding.
Ooh. The decade of deciding. I see you have discovered a magical item.
Welcome to Earth. It's the decision decade.
Ooh.
This decade, the humans are deciding whether they're going to live beyond this century. They've decided, we'll think about it.
Brilliant. So I've actually been getting back into Warhammer a lot recently, Christian.
Oh, yes.
I've watched somebody do like a tutorial on how to play properly, and I was just like, I miss playing this.
Are you suggesting that when we played before it wasn't proper?
No, I'm just saying that I missed it.
Yeah, I like
to remind me, I didn't pay reinforcement costs for my Tyranids.
No, you bloody well didn't. and he's there just spawning, for the benefit of the tape, 3 units of bloody termagants every turn.
Yeah. Is it Harris specs I've got? Yeah. It's hang on. Is it the Harrowspec Tyranid? That's the one version of it. What's the other version? Fuck. Tervagon, that's the one I've got. Oh. Tervagon's the one that spawns out the rest of them. Their prices have gone up.
Everything's gone up these days, isn't it?
But Star Collecting boxes are now 60 quid instead of 50.
Blimey. They were 55 last time I looked.
Ooh.
I want to get another Start Collecting Demons of Siege box because I want to. I want to do a battle with those demons. Actually, in fact, I want to do the final battle with the unpainted Tau because I've actually like got all the army I want for Tau now. To be honest, like they're finished. Hey. That's why I got the Demons of Siege box, which I think I just need to finish painting the Herald, and that's that.
I'll tell you what, we can do Tau versus my Tyranids or versus my Gene Stealers.
Excellent. I'll see you tomorrow for that.
Cool. I'm off tomorrow. Find your army in TTO in TTS and we'll fucking play a game online.
I absolutely 100% cannot be bothered to play Warhammer on TTS. I think that's harder than painting all the figures.
I think it might be, yeah. Because the thing is that I've got a Death Guard army still on sprues. I've got my Gene Stealer cards, I've got my Tyranids, and I've got Ultramarines as well.
Jesus.
And there's another magazine that's starting up soon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's going to be like a week by week one where you get like the new box set that recently got released, but it's going to be like Space Marines and Necrons, plus a shit ton of scenery as well. I'm like, yeah, I'll have another army.
Yeah, we definitely need to play with some real scenery and not just like biscuit tins.
I do have a lot of actual scenery now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Bugger, I've forgotten. Doesn't matter.
Was it about Warhammer?
No, I remember. It was just
back into the conversation.
It's saying that there's tons of armies that I really want, but like I just don't sink the time in to paint them all, so I don't want to have these things just sitting in a box doing nothing.
Looks over my shelf with 4 boxes full of unpainted minions.
Yeah, I mean, I would maybe if I wasn't spending my disposable income on other things, I might buy some things to leave unpainted. I don't know, but yeah, I really want Adeptus Mechanicus army, Skitari.
Skitari. Yeah,
they're so cool. I listened to a podcast when they were interviewing it was the Voxcast, the 40k official one. They were interviewing the designer about it, and he was talking about just the design process, or the two of them, where there were 2 of them, I think. And it was just so cool what they were describing. It made me really like them. For example, their cavalry. They're saying that their principles were to basically make an army that fought with archaic tactics, because the Adeptus Mechanicus spend all their time just studying the past and the technology of the past. And so that's why they use cavalry and, pistoliers and what have you. But their mechanical horses, they said they wanted to make mechanical horses, but they had the idea of making them not look like based on another animal. And so they settled on making them look like greyhounds. And they said it's not like official canon, but their head canon as designers was that at some point they've discovered some fragment of history that talks about mongrel cavalry being the best ever. so they thought it meant dogs, but it was actually Mongol.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, they're a really cool army.
Yeah.
And I want to do a Skaven army for what's it, Flibs? What are these Flibs? Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
And
so the thing is,
Chaos army for Age of Sigmar, and
I have found a subreddit called Printed Warhammer.
Oh yes.
And in this subreddit, there is a link to a mega folder download.
Oh yeah.
And it contains a lot of 40k miniatures, including a shit ton of Tau stuff.
Well, that's interesting. Well, like I said, I've kind of got my Tau army.
But like, there are a load of stuff in there which I could print out if there's something you want.
Thanks very much.
Yeah,
could you print
just
out
Mechanicus?
a greater demon of Tzeentch, please.
What would that be under? That's chaos, isn't it?
Lord of Change.
Demons, elites, maybe. I'm trying to think what that would come under. It's not Chaos Space Marines, not Death Guard, not Thousand
Chaos
Suns.
Demons.
Chaos Demons.
It might be in Thousand Suns, actually. That's the other thing I want. So another start collecting box, and then a Demon Prince, the Blue Scribes, and some Thousand Suns.
Yeah, like if I was going to go into the demons, into the demon stuff, I would go for Thousand Suns.
They're the coolest.
They are the coolest because they're like Egyptian.
Yeah, and they're husks. They're empty husks.
Yeah,
animated
such a cool
armor,
concept.
and also they followed Tzeentch, who is the best.
Chaos
and,
Demons, here we go.
and their Primarch is one who did nothing wrong.
Hashtag.
It wasn't a serious request, by the way,
Demon
Rich. So don't worry. The Lord of Change is a massive massive miniature. It's maybe like a megature.
Oh, like the fucking what should I fucking call them? The Titans.
Yeah, that one. Yes, or Baneblade. In my day, you could only get Baneblades from Forge World.
So
in my day, Beyblades were spinning tops that you had to move.
In my day, all the good units were made out of metal and cost £3 per figure. Is it any wonder I never got into it when I was a kid? Imagine being the parent of someone into Warhammer. Fuck.
God.
Anyway, we ought to talk about something else.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? Let's bring you back into the conversation.
I'm here to talk about erectile dysfunction.
Oh God. You can have a hell, Drake.
I checked out ages ago.
Yeah. Which is fair.
The Pharaoh.
What are we doing again? Oh yeah, podcast.
Yeah, allegedly.
Inaudible. That's not canon. The theme tune doesn't have lyrics.
Yes, it does. It does now. You've made it canon.
No, I rolled a 9 on interest, Rich. What do I add anything to that, or?
So you're somewhat interested, but not about the current conversation. You kind of want to join in, just it's like the concept seems interesting, but nothing to really actually pull you into the conversation.
You've looped your ear over the banister in case you hear something good, but you're doing something else.
I was literally doing something else. I was copying out my D&D stats into my student diary.
Imagine if at the start of a school year or whatever, you had to do an aptitude test, and then they gave you D&D stats, and you had to modify your grades and scores depending on your stats.
That does actually sound pretty sick, not gonna lie.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound sick at all, because it means that you would, like, if there was a subject you were...
depended on random number generators.
Yeah.
But at least I know what I'd be good at. I'd rather know what I'd be good at than try and guess and fail at a load of different things.
It's bad enough, like 10, 11 years on, I feel like at 18, I was far too young to decide what kind of subject I was most interested in and wanting to do for the future.
Oh God, yeah.
Imagine having to do that like at age 11. But it's not even your choice. It's just based on a test you do. That's effectively what we're doing, because then you'd say, like, okay, if someone scores highly in science, but they don't like it, but they really love drama or whatever, then they'd be getting a -1 in their drama and a +3 in their science. Which would guide them towards different subjects higher up the school.
Okay, say for example, you did have like these stats of what you were good at, but the thing that, like you said, like the thing that you didn't enjoy was your highest stat. Would you then not want to sort of try and get interested in it, because then you would learn more about it and be better at it?
No, that's the point I was making was about you've effectively chosen that person's entire education path as soon as they've done the test.
So?
But that's bad.
Stops people from wasting time.
Jesus. Were you not listening to the points I was making?
Yes, I'm just being counter for the fun of it.
But you're not counting
This
my
is how we
points.
get discussion, damn it.
Actually, that would be a good invention, though, is like something that could monitor just your sort of like the way you move, act, and stuff over like a month, and then it could sort of show you in like a video game stats what your stats are.
That would be
Look at
brilliant.
the end of every Stardew month. Because it's like, this is how much money you made.
Every time you go to sleep,
Because you've
lost
used this much
£72
strength today. You've used this much brain power today. You've been this quick today.
Because did you guys have to do like a thing in the careers lessons and things where you would do this like 100-question long test that would give you a score of like what careers you might be suited to, and that mine came out saying I'd be good as a biochemist, and I was like, fuck's that meant to be?
I don't remember ever actually doing one of them.
I think I got actor.
Like an American thing.
No, I definitely did one of those in school.
I don't think I did. I might not have been in that day or whatever, or
That's
I just
possible,
wasn't in the smart enough classes.
I was in your tutor group.
You just get
It was in the tutor group. It was a tutor lesson.
No, I don't remember ever doing that.
If you were... Yeah, if you get high enough grades, you're allowed to plan your future.
if not, you will stumble around in the dark depths of stupidity.
And just like put you in a cupboard.
Well, I got a load of D's because I'm struggling around in the deep, dark depths.
That's it, yeah.
No, I don't remember ever doing. I thought that was like an American thing because I've always seen it in like American TV shows.
Yeah, the aptitude test.
I never actually saw it in real life. I wasn't there when it happened, I guess.
Yeah.
It probably started coming over to our realm around our time, as it were.
Realm.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I did think I just remembered a bit of news. Slight, very slight bit of news, but
slide news.
Big bit of news as we normally return, as we do, to Big Finish.
Oh.
We've had a trailer.
Oh.
Eccleston related, perhaps?
It is.
Oh,
you put it in the
Minecraft channel, but...
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I didn't realise I was clicked in the Minecraft chat. There we go.
Okay, no. No, we've got it twice.
Yeah. Seems okay. It definitely seems like it's set before Rose.
Have a listen.
It's going to be interesting to see when this is set. Because like the implication at the start of Series 1 is that this is just set just after the Day of the Doctor. Right?
Yeah.
So when the hell is this going to be set?
But maybe the fact that he hadn't seen his appearance up until Rose was because he was only audio booked until...
Just an ethereal voice just warping around the TARDIS.
Yeah, no, it's like I couldn't see myself because I wasn't on film. I was only in audio format.
I do hope they put in like a running gag of him never quite seeing his reflection or something like that.
That would be funny, actually, yeah.
The other option is that this is set between him leaving Rose at the end of Rose and coming back to Rose and saying it's a time machine at the end of Rose. It's just like at the start of it, he's left Rose, and then by the final of his Big Finish adventures, his companion at the time is just kind of like, oh, then why didn't you go and... Yeah. Why didn't she want to... He's like explaining about Rose not wanting to join. But why didn't she want to join you? It's, I don't know.
Did you travel in time?
Did you tell her it was a time machine?
Like, the cog's turning his head, and he's like, now you're a 40-year-old woman, and this was a 19-year-old. So I'm gonna drop you off home.
No. It just cuts to the like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air thing where it's the outside of the TARDIS. The companion at the time just sort of gets kicked out. It's like, whoa!
Sorry, I have to leave you here because I'm too horny. Let's be honest, that is one hell of an age difference.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I've got David Tennant brewing up inside me for a year to come.
Hey! And the rest.
That's good. It's weird just hearing his voice. It took me a second to realize it was him talking at the start.
It sounds a little bit too crisp at times because it's audio.
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds alright.
It's going to be interesting to see what sort of personality he has.
Because it was meant to be Rose that chilled him out from the war.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because the one thing we can be certain of is that it's before Rose, because there's no gaps in that series.
Yeah, no, it's entirely
Apart
Rose.
from the aforementioned.
Yeah, that's like the only part.
2-second gap.
Unless when he's on the game station, a different Doctor comes into his TARDIS or her TARDIS and picks the Ninth Doctor up, drops him off somewhere. He goes, and then he's trying to get back to the games. Eventually, he ends up back in the game station.
See, all I was thinking was that it might be set between like just before the last scene of Parting the Ways. So like the Doctor's brought Rose back onto the TARDIS, and then she's just led on the floor throughout the entire adventure. Unconscious while he's doing all the stuff. She should have woken up by now.
Yeah,
Captain
the
Jack's
entire audio run
Yeah.
almost regenerating.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we see him and Rose go into the TARDIS at the end? Or does it just cut? It just cuts, doesn't it?
I think it like fades out.
Yeah, because we're
fades
effectively
back in,
following
yeah.
Rose, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So, question.
So
Very
rich.
quick jump back to Warhammer.
Ooh.
Do I spend £100 on more Gene Stealer stuff?
No.
No?
I'm your financial advisor.
Can I spend 50?
You can spend $17.99 and not a penny less.
$17.99?
Yes.
Oh,
Just a callback to the card selling chat about 50 minutes ago.
Oh, because that's a problem, because everything's like $14.28. Oh.
28.
Yeah, because it's Magic Madhouse, so it's like 10% off, I think.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't
Always
realize they
good for
did.
Magic Madhouse.
I didn't know they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought cards from them before. I didn't know they did Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Magic Madhouse.
Oh, Magic Madhouse is the fucking best.
Easter sale, it says. Well, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look then.
Because at the moment I've got the Start Collecting Gene Stealer Cults box, a Keelamorph, a Nexus, and a Clavmus. And I'm really fucking tempted just because I want to... Fuck it.
Rich, I'm into Warhammer, and even most of that wasn't white noise to me.
You know what? That's fair.
I don't know the unit names from Tyranids or Gene Stealers, I'm afraid.
I barely know what any of the Tyrannid
Except
stuff is called.
Carnifex, Hive Tyrant, Termagant, Gene Stealer, Hermagant, are they still around?
Yeah, Hermagants. Yeah.
Okay.
Hermagants are the slashy ones.
Yeah, okay. Hive Tyrant, Hive Guard. That's one. Units of 3. I do like Tyranid as well. That's an army. If money was no object, I'd get a load of them too.
Oh, I fucking love my Tyranids. I have a lot. I think I've got like 3 winged Hive Guards. Quite fucking ridiculous. But anyway.
Holy shit.
Okay.
What have
I
you done
won't.
to me?
I won't.
You can just buy a box of skulls for $14.28.
Yeah, Citadel Skull set. Yeah, I have that in my bits box. Actually, really fucking cool.
Do you know what I actually do
Shining
want?
Faces in stock.
Is a skull. Oh yeah, I've bought Shining Face already. I don't think I'd want a real skull, just because I think it would freak me out. But I wouldn't mind.
You didn't see that, but my head did a very confused twist to one side. It's like, what?
I'd quite like a resin skull. I've got the resin ram skull on the wall. I just want.
Oh,
the
it's
skull.
only resin. I thought it was real.
Yeah, no, it's resin. It's good though. It looks good though, doesn't it? Yeah, just because the reason may surprise you, is because in the 4 candles sketch, there's a drawer that says, I can't remember what it says on it, but the way it's written, the handwriting, it looks like it just says skull. And I just love the idea that there's just a drawer with a skull in it labeled skull. And that's why I want a skull.
I mean, that's a good reason. Skull.
And then I just put a little drawer behind me just with write skull on it.
Oh, do you remember ages and ages and ages ago?
No.
We saw the Pokemon movie in the cinema, the reboot one. The one where Pikachu talks.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I should do. So, do you remember at that when I was working at the cinema, I grabbed a load of the promo cards.
Yes, because I've got two sets of them.
They're selling for £15 each.
I know, but they're in my collection to keep. Yeah.
I have about 15 of them.
Well, there you are.
Go Gadget, yeah.
They're going up online.
To be fair, I do have 2 of each, so I could sell one of them. Yeah. No, I've got a ton of promos, but the promos hold a special place in my heart. Like all the like the Mew, Celebi, Jirachi series promos, I've still kept. The one that says like Pokemon National Championships on it, I'm keeping. The Meowth cool. The Meowth Game Boy Color one.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think I've got a Mewtwo from the movie as well. So I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think. I don't think they're in this folder. No. I think I've got one from the first movie, one from the second movie, one from the third movie. Because I've got a Mewtwo. I can't remember what the second one is, and then I've got an Unknown. And I can't think where else I would have. Movie 3. Yeah, I can't think where else I would have got things in that. Or the second one was something related to the second one, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. I'm actually quite tempted to buy a booster box of Pokemon cards.
Booster box. Booster box 3.
Would you recommend it, Christian, getting a booster box?
I mean, the tactile experience of opening 36 booster packs is really fun. But it is also one of those things where you get to the end of it and think, well, that was a fucking waste of money. But I mean, if you know you're in the selling groove, then you might make a lot of it back, depending on what you pull.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the word that they use.
I think what I'll do first is I will sell cards first, and then depending on how well that goes, then I'll get some more.
That's a good shout. That was kind of what I did. It was my proof of concept to see how much do these things sell for. Do they sell? You know, because if I listed a ton of cards and none of them sold, I'd think, well, forget it then. But
yeah, is it 36 packs in a
25 orders a week ain't bad.
Is it 36 packs in a Pokemon? It's 36 in Pokemon, and it is the Yu-Gi-Oh 24, I think.
Yeah, because that's the other thing I need to look up is rarity and value of Magic the Gathering cards.
ITG.
Because they're always sought after, and I've got no attachment to any of them at all. So.
Bro, there is. I remember a while ago, my friend taught me how to play Magic, and I really fucking enjoyed it because she built me an Amonkhet deck, and there was like the Egyptian themed one.
Okay.
And there was a card in there called Hazaret the Fervent. And I fucking loved it because he was a god. He was immortal, but he could only attack if you had one or less cards in your hand.
Oh.
I knew how to play Magic the Gathering for about 2 weeks in secondary school, and that was thanks to a distant gone friend of ours whose name was Elveridge. I'm not going to dob the entire name, but yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
I just remember I went over his house one night and we just spent the night learning how to play Magic the Gathering.
Because it is available on Steam now and on mobile.
Oh.
And I am quite tempted to pick it up because I really enjoyed the way I played it. Like the one thing that really confused me was that you just set up everything to attack and then your opponent decides what they block instead of you deciding what you attack. That's the bit that really screwed me over brain-wise, but I really enjoyed it.
I did. One of my friends is into it, a friend from school, and one of my other friends.
You have other friends?
It's just I said one of my friends, like you weren't.
I feel insulted.
Try some vinegar with that. That was fucking awful.
That was fucking terrible.
And he tried to teach some of us how to play it once, and I was like, oh shit, this is the most complicated game ever. And we gave up. And then years later at work, 2 people were playing it in the break room. And I was just sat there eating my lunch, and I was just watching it, and it made more sense just watching them than when my friend had tried to teach us.
It's like, weird, isn't it?
How shit a teacher is he? But yeah, no, I can't remember any of it at all, because obviously I never played it, I just saw it once. But I remember thinking, this does look like a good game. I understand why it's popular.
I mean, it's lasted for God knows how many years, but no, I really want to get into it. But the problem I have with trading card games like this is the chase. I fucking hate the chase, where you have to actually get the cards and then put the deck together. I hate that.
Well, that's the thing. If you think about all the cards that are available on eBay for, like, you know, I'm thinking Pokemon because obviously that's what I know. I don't think it would be that difficult if you knew what you were doing. It just might cost a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like my Yu-Gi-Oh deck, for example, I've played pretty much the exact same deck since secondary school. My Cyber Dragons. I've refined the deck over the years. Like recently, I went on a buying splurge of cards. I say recently, it was like last year during lockdown. But I spent a lot on some of the cards that I've always wanted, and I now have a 99% complete deck.
Nice.
And I'm super happy with it because I've tested it, I've tried it out, and I know what works.
Yeah.
So I did research on this. I looked at other people's decks who use Cyber Dragons, and I was just like, okay, I like that concept. I like that concept. I don't like those cards, so I'm not going to use those. So I'm just going to bring in some other ones that I know work and see what works, and add in and take out what doesn't. I love the deck building. I hate getting the cards. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny we've gone to this subject because I had a big old think about it the other day. I'll go off on my train of thoughts, and I was thinking, I wish when I'd got into Pokemon VGC, I had instead got into TCG, because there's no kind of... Okay, I'm going to say something controversial here. The VGC requires a lot of skill.
TCG is a lot of luck.
Yeah, well, and something else which I'll get onto. So, like with the VGC, you really have to think hard, play hard, and and there's no kind of. I've ranted about this many times on Twitter and in Pokemon videos and all sorts about how they change the rule set every year, and so a meta never develops and they do things to make it say like, oh, we want to make it into an esport, but then they treat it like just an advert for the games. And so the reason they change the rule set every year is that they can have some kind of rule that lets people use whatever legendary is the mascot of the games that are out in every team, because they're always super powerful. So they say, oh, you can use 2 of these Pokemon, so then every team has a Primal Groudon on it when Auras are out. That's, But anyway, so because of that, it's kind of like hard to get back into because too much of it changes over time. The meta completely resets every year. TCG, if I'd have got into that, going to all the tournaments I went to, if I went to the equivalent tournaments in TCG that I did in VGC, I probably would have done a lot better and probably would have kept at it. And also, like, when a new expansion for TCG comes out, the entire rules of the game don't change. There's just more powerful cards that you have to get, basically.
Yeah, the problem with that is that when a new set comes out, the oldest set that's in rotation becomes doesn't become legal.
And I mean, and that's fine, but the rules are still the same. It's still TCG. So, like, I stopped at the start of 2016 because it just became not viable. I wouldn't be able to compete because I wasn't going to buy another copy of Omega Ruby so that I could go through and get and then soft reset for 3 weeks to get a Groudon. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's too much effort for me.
Now, to be fair, in the latest gen, they've done a thing where you can actually just reset Pokemon and it puts a special mark on it, and there are things that to change nature and all sorts. So they've actually made it a kind of accessible now. And I was like, where was this in 2015? I would have carried on. So I was actually I was getting better and better at this. I'm so salty about this still. I was getting better and better and better, and then that happened, and I was just out of it.
Yeah, and now they're pouring Dynamaxing, so fuck that whole scene.
But with TCG, if I'd have been playing, it would have just been like, okay, the new expansion's out. I'll just see what cards are powerful. It's not quite as bad. And also, it goes through trends in the TCG, and you find that like 90% of the people end up just using the same deck because it's a powerful deck.
Yeah.
So
you find that with a lot of card games. Actually.
You basically just buy the cards for that deck, and you're golden. Because I'm not being funny, but Pokemon trading card game is not a difficult game.
No.
So yeah, it's a shame that I didn't get into that because maybe I would have been half decent.
It's like the main problem I have with the Pokemon TCG is that you could have the best deck in the world, but if you only draw one basic in your opening hand, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, it's effectively pay to win.
I mean,
because you just need to buy the best cards. It's as simple as that, and that's why I reckon I would have been good.
What you just said then, Rich, was kind of just reminded me of when we last played Digimon card game, and we're just there getting all the strong ones we need, but we couldn't get any of like the champions or rookies we needed to get to those strong ones. So our hands were just building with ultimates and megas, and we'd have like one monster on the field each.
Yeah, which is where it's different to something like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you don't have to have monsters. If you want to play a deck entirely consisting of spell and traps, you can do that.
True.
Which is really interesting.
Yeah.
But the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh is there is no set rotation. Every single card that has ever been released can be played. Like stuff from the very, very, very first set, Legend of Blue Eyes, is still viable, can still be played in the most recent decks.
Just not necessarily in tournaments and stuff.
No, there's obviously a ban list, like Pot of Greed and stuff like that is banned.
Why do I know that?
Knows.
What he means, Christian, is that like...
No, I know what he means. Yeah.
What did you say? Look, what did you know?
About Pot of Greed being banned in competitive play.
Yeah, because it's an instant one-of. Like, it's an instant, like, one-card advantage. With no drawbacks. There's another one which is called Delinquent Duo. You play one card down. You play this card, and then you pay 1,000 life points and discard a random card from your opponent's hand, and then they have to discard one as well. So by paying 1,000 life points, your opponent loses 2 cards out of their hand.
Yeah.
How powerful is that? There's another one called Confiscation, where you play it down, and then you can just look at their opponent's hand, take one card of it, and shuffle it back into their deck. And I'm just like, how? Like, if you had those two in your opening hand, that takes them down to 2 cards in their hand, and then it's like they're fucked. You know, that's why like GOAT format was so fucking terrifying, and why it's the most popular time frame of Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. But anyway,
yeah, what were we talking about?
Pokemon cards. Like
There's Magic, right?
Yeah, Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and all that. Like, have you tried the TCG Online?
No.
I highly recommend it because it actually.
I know.
I know because I've recommended it several times and you still haven't fucking done it.
Well, I've got other things to do.
How's that Warhammer painting coming along?
Exactly, I've got other things to do.
Oh dear. I don't know, but I really love card games. I just hate setting up for the card games. I like the playing. I just don't like the background work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Pokemon is that if you could see what the popular deck was, make a deck that was entirely designed to defeat that deck, and then in the next big tournament, make a deck that was entirely designed to defeat the deck that you used in the last tournament because you know that everyone else would be using it.
See, this is the other problem I have with games like this. Like, it is. Like, if we played a game of, say, Pokemon cards, and we had identical decks, like identical, every single card was the same, every single 60 card card was the same, I would probably lose that, or like it would not be a fair fight because a lot of, no matter how good your cards are, a lot of it comes down to your tactics and your knowledge of how to play cards when.
Why are you saying that you would lose, given that you're the card games man? Is it just because you lost to me before?
I was going to say, let me load up my YouTube channel and let's see who won the game last time.
I'm inordinately proud of that deck. That's why I kept the cards from it, even though I've been selling a ton of other ones. Because I had a concept in mind and I executed it, and I was really happy with it. It's all about the recycling of energies.
I think this was back when I didn't know how to build a deck properly. But like it just, like, we could play the exact same game, exact same cards, and it would not be an even fight. Like, one round you could absolutely demolish me, another round it would be like even right down to the very bitter end, and another one I could smash you entirely.
That's the thing, yeah, because you could just, you could draw every EX you need and all the energies in like successive ones, or like energy search or something like that, and then I could just draw a load of trainer and like supporter cards and energies and no Pokemon, or like
Then
only
you get-
only
yeah, if you
Dratini
get-
or something.
Yeah, you get like an absolute common basic, which you put that as your only card.
Yeah.
And then I get like a super powerful EX card with a perfect combo in hand and just OTK you. Like it's just like, no.
I mean, that's why I stuffed that deck with Pokemon and had very few energy cards in there, and then used the trainer cards to get energy cards.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. Like, you had the money to get all the good cards. I was working on what I pulled.
I had these already.
Yeah, because you bought a fucking booster box.
Oh, dear.
I had to scrape together what I could from booster packs that I bought like every week from Toys R Us. And that went well, because I never got good pulls. This is one thing I've noticed with booster packs. I very rarely get good pulls.
Well, it's
Because I remember
luck in it.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like every single time. Like when we after college, we used to go out to the mall, and me and a couple of friends used to go up to the mall and get a couple of booster packs. Every single time, they would pull a full art rare or a holo, and I would get just like the crappy ones. I would get like your standard holos or just like the reverse shiny backed ones, and it's just like.
But were you buying more than one booster pack at a time, or were you like each buying one or two booster packs? Because in pretty much, basically, that's kind of like a 50-50 to who gets the rare one. It's not like...
No, we were each to buy like 3 packs at a time.
Yeah, no, exactly. But if there's one or, 3 even ultra rares in those 6 packs, then it is you've effectively got a 50% chance of getting one or a 50% chance of not getting one. It's only the odds only really even out over large numbers.
Yeah, but it's just like every time we went up there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's it's not like it was 99 out of 100 packs, because that's not. You don't add them all up over that length of time. You do each individual one at a time, each individual instance. So each time is 50%. So it's entirely reasonable that every time that would be on the wrong side. It's like flipping a coin.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem fair.
It does. Yeah, but I'm just explaining.
Yeah, I know.
So
I did get a secret rare Meowth at one point. They just looked like a standard card because they got full art. So like, oh, it's better than yours. But like, yeah, but mine's like 104 out of 101.
So I just checked. Actually, I had 16 Pokemon in that deck. Actually, only 16. I misremembered. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 trainer cards. And then
The rest of the energies.
yeah. So almost half the deck was energy. Actually, I remembered it the wrong way round.
Yeah.
It was not many Pokemon I had, but then I had a few trainer ones that were search your deck for a basic Pokemon.
It also didn't help that you had type advantage.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah, no, that's probably
You were
why I
playing
won.
electric grass, and I was playing water fighting. Water psychic. Sorry.
Yeah. So I
Anyway.
had a ton of Tierno, draw 3 cards, Revitalizer, put 2 grass Pokemon from your discard pile to your hand. Wally, search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon. Because you can't rely on the luck of the draw, the strategy is to not rely on it and make it happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did say I was proud of that deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's
preaching
a
to you
good deck, I guess.
Anyway, we should probably call it a night there, podcast wise. We've waffled on for long enough.
It's a night.
It is. We were a collection of batter, but we've been put into the griddle for 5 minutes, and now we are waffles. And that means that it's time to finish. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to tell someone about it who doesn't already know about it. Subscribe on the YouTube, follow, rate us on iTunes. Is that still a thing? I don't know.
Any final words, Oz?
Well, actually, the final word was, and don't forget you can email us, contact@invisibletower.net.
There we go.
And see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Really not good at endings.
No, we're really, really not.